Ohio State is crafting an electric game day atmosphere that amps up excitement and fuels a fierce home field advantage.
You are Locked On Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in, Buckeye fans, to a bonus episode of Locked On Buckeyes, which is your daily Ohio State podcast for the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, that's your sports talk host, delivering passionate coverage about your Buckeyes. And during this Buckeye Blitz, we will discuss changes coming to the shoe in 2026 and beyond. But first, Ross Bjork has been committed to amping up the game day atmosphere and game day experience inside the shoe. And we're going to see some changes coming to the shoe this year. Ross Bjork recently mentioned a new initiative to really enhance the game day experience for fans like yourself called Tradition Evolve. This is not just a one-year project, but it is starting this year. And moving forward, there will be some changes and upgrades implemented inside the shoe that will be full of tradition, but also full of Ohio State keeping up with the times, which are needed. Ohio State needs to amp up and needs to enhance what the game day experience is like, from the music, from the entertainment, from some of the presentations inside the stadium. Things need to change. And I'm very glad Ross Bjork has not only been open about enhancing and making things better for football as well as other sports as well, but he's putting action to a thought into the belief he has. Having a belief and putting no action to it, okay, but if your belief needs action behind it, you got to do what Ross Bjork is doing and get to work. And we're going to go through a few of these things that Ohio State's going to be adding to the shoe for the game day experience, and trust me, I believe y'all are going to like them as much as I do. One of them is a victory bell that's going to sound before the team enters the field, almost like a sounding board for when you know the game is getting closer and closer and closer. Instead of music going around and the PA man speaking, there's going to be a victory bell. And the unique thing about the victory bell is that there'll be a notable Ohio State figure that will ring the bell before every game. And there's nobody else who would rather want to ring the bell during this year than Archie Griffin, celebrating the 50th anniversary of him winning his second Heisman Trophy. Ohio State hosts Texas week number 1. Archie's going to ring the victory bell before the Buckeyes run out down the ramp onto the stage and onto the field. Y'all, I'm getting chills just thinking about it, because that moment is going to be electric. If you can be there, I would say go, because that moment, if you're there to be there for that new tradition, the first time it's there, I'm here for it. There will also be the towel. Yes, the towel is something that Ross Bjork and Ohio State are going to be implementing. If you go to the Texas game, you're getting a towel for free. But after that, they will be sold as merchandise, and you can get them, I'm assuming, in the Ohio State bookstore. Be sold online. I am a collector of rally towels, and I will be getting one. Just saying that right now, I will be getting one on my dresser. I'm looking at one right now. I think it's an Ohio State basketball towel that my friend sent me. I also have an Ohio State Fiesta Bowl towel. So I love rally towels. I have a whole bunch of them in the garage that I haven't brought upstairs since we moved. But I'm a big fan of rally towels, so I will be getting the towel. But this is also something you wave it around. Many of you are not like what I'm about to say, because you can't stand the terrible towel. But think about Steelers fans and how they wave the terrible towel around. That's going to be the same thing, a similar thing that you're going to be able to do inside the shoe. This is not regards to the team or even a towel. Brutus is going to have a unique and iconic entrance as well. So not only will the team and some of the things you're going to be getting be different, Brutus is going to have a very unique entrance, and it might be different from game to game. So you're going to be wanting to watch and going to be watching very, very closely to see how Brutus enters the field. Also, the student section is going to be unified. There will not be Block O North and Block O South. It'll all be in the South together, joining with each other. I think they said they sold 26,000 student tickets. Getting that voice in one area, very, 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 very loud, is going to really become a great home field advantage. And if you think that fans already hated being by the student section at one point, think about if you get the entire student section in one area by themselves, 3rd and 8, when Texas is backed up deep in their own territory. Trust me, that is going to be chaos. He also said there's going to be fewer sponsor presentations, and I'm all for it. I kind of get annoyed when I go to games, either covering them or as a fan, and there's this presentation or that presentation or this one or that one. Ross Bjork also said they're all going to be in one central location. So the ramp that the band runs down, that's where they're going to be. There will be a Buckeye leaf right there, a circle, and that's where all the presentations are going to be. They're going to be shorter presentations, and they're going to be in one centralized location. So you won't have to be looking from, say, the 10-yard line. Well, which 10-yard line is it? Are they on the middle of the field or are they on the sidelines? They're going to be in one spot. Another great change that I do believe is going to be great for Ohio State. These are just a few of the changes that Ross Bjork has mentioned that are going to be in starting this year. There will be a few more coming up that we will discuss after the break. This episode is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. Time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest. Some days on the course or off it, you just need the extra boost to stay sharp and energized. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. Thank you all for tapping and Locked on Buckeyes and making this bonus pod a part of your day. So we've already ran through and gone through a few of the changes that will be happening with Ohio State this year. Here are a few more that are going to be things that you will probably enjoy. There will be a better emphasis on playing music that feeds off the energy inside the stadium. Bingo. If there's one thing that I think is needed as far as musically, it is amping up simply the music. Now, you may say, Jay, this should be something that was done 10 years ago or even 5 years ago or 20 years ago. I agree. But even 20 years ago until now or 5 years ago until now, music has changed. Some of those songs still hit. Sometimes there are new hits that need to be implemented into games. Well, figuring out the right mix and figuring out the right time to play certain songs is very, very key. Hang On Sloopy might not be played at the same time every game. It will be moved. It might not be in between the third and fourth quarters. It will be played at the right time in each game. Now, you got to remember, this is a science to know when it is time to hit that button versus time to hit the song on a different button. But I'm here for it. The emphasis on the music is one that Ross Bjork mentioned a long time ago, and I'm glad he's continuing to stay on that train. Ohio by Columbus Band Camp will be played in the first half. Another tradition that Ross Bjork is trying to start is with the music, and I never heard the song until recently, and at least I didn't have a memory of hearing the song. Maybe I had, maybe I hadn't. I am not sure, but this is something else that will be there. Now that'll be in the first half. Something this year that Ohio State is doing is announcing their Colorouts early, and I'm here for it. I am very glad. There are theme games that have been announced for Ohio State home games already. The home game against Texas is a Scarlet the Shoe game. The home game against Grambling State is the alumni band and cheer game. The home game against Ohio is the helmet stripe game. There's a color thing for the stadium. Haven't got direction on that, but I'm assuming you're going to be getting color codes, and I doubt you're going to get certain people in the stadium to some of y'all to be Buckeye leads. If they figure out how to do that with colors, I would be glad to figure that out, but there'll be a mixture of colors to be the helmet stripe game. That is the game against Ohio. The Minnesota game is homecoming. I'm going to skip around a little bit. Rutgers is Senior Day. UCLA is Military Appreciation Day. The Penn State game is the blackout or wear black. It's simply the graphic I'm seeing says wear black. Here's the thing about the Texas game and the Penn State game. It does not mean that Texas is a scarlet out where the Buckeyes will wear their all red jerseys, and it does not mean that the Penn State game where is a game where the Buckeyes will wear their all black jerseys. It's not. Minnesota game will not be at nice. I wouldn't say all black. They'll probably be the traditional Buckeye uniform. UCLA probably will not be at night, but if it is, I think the black unis come out for that one. I know Rutgers won't be a night game, not for Senior Day. But I wish, if you're going to do a scarlet shoe for the fans, wear your all red jerseys. If you're going to wear black for Penn State, wear your all black jerseys. However, here's the pushback that I think Ross Bjork might be thinking. There are teams around the country that do certain color schemes in the stands for noon games or 3:30 games. They're not only for night games. And so if it is, hey, the two biggest games that are at home, Texas and Penn State, how can we hype them up and make more money by saying do this? It's easier to plan to wear all black when it's colder outside in November, because that game against Penn State is on November 1st, versus saying all black against Texas. You could save your red or get some red for Texas, because many of you probably will not wear or don't own or buy or will buy red coats, but you probably got a black coat. So I understand why Penn State's black, Texas is red. I would hope, because I'm not the biggest fan of the all red jerseys at all, I would hope Ohio State wears a different color combination for the Texas game and a different color combination for the Penn State game. Even if they wear black top, white bottom for Penn State, I'm here for it. I know it's not traditional, but I'm here for it. Let's say they wear red top, white bottom for the Texas game. Once again, I'm here for it. It is different. I do that in the game all the time, in the video game, and I love mixing and matching and doing those things with Ohio State when I'm playing the game. A couple more kind of lost a little bit. The band is moving moving to the north end zone. We detailed that when they discussed the premium seating that's going to be coming to Ohio State in 2026. And then this is the one that I don't know why this was last, but this is one that I'm really am going to enjoy. Fans are going to be able to get virtual Buckeye leaves during games. So let's just say third down or 3rd and 8, or you force, for example, third down, you get loud, you force a false start. You're going to get Buckeye leaf for that. If the crowd is so loud that the opposing team's offense can't communicate and they get a false start, that's an example about how fans in the stands can get a Buckeye leaf for the game. Raise the decibel level. Maybe you're going to compare and say, well, the most Buckeye leads that the fans got in a single game was this game. And then they say for a full season, it is this. Then you want to say, well, the decibel level at this moment was this. And this is a way to simply compete with fans to get louder, to be more engaged. And this is what Ross Bjork was doing the entire time, trying to figure out what to do that's tangible, what to do that's realistic. And also on the video board, there are going to be things that fans want. Stats, scores of other game stats of the current game, scores of other games. Those things are going to be easier to access in a game. So maybe you don't have to look at your phone when you already got that no service. You try to figure out, well, what's the score of the Michigan game? Or what's the score of the Penn State game? Or what's the score between Florida and Florida State? Well, it's going to be right there on the screen. There are still more changes coming to Ohio Stadium in 2026 and beyond. I'm not going to belabor the point here. The premium seating is still going to happen. There will be no construction for the premium seating coming to the south end zone during the season. That will be started in the summer of 2025. That'll be in between. From what I understand, it's going to be in between spring practice. Summer 2026. It will be in between spring practice and next year and the start of next season. So that something's coming. They're going to be upgrading the sound system, the LED board. Those things will be coming very, very soon. I'm here for it, 100%. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice about how enthusiastic I am about some of these changes, they're necessary. They're realistic. They don't take a whole lot of. They take some coordination, but you have enough smart people, and Ohio State ended up hiring Shine Entertainment to help them with this venture. You're going to be just fine. It's going to be full of tradition. It's going to be full of things that are going to make the game day experience and atmosphere more engaging, more exciting. It's going to elevate your heart rate a little bit and in the best way. Thank y'all for tapping Locked on Buckeyes and making this bonus pod a part of your day. You can follow me on any social media platform at jstevens07. Send every email to jstevens317 at gmail.com. This has been Locked on Buckeyes on a hump day. We'll see you next time.